Hello, welcome in. If you're here listening to this podcast, that means you're destined for something great, and we both know it to be true. So without further ado, welcome to the Dark Matter Podcast. Hey y'all, really quick before we get into today's episode. If you're an online coach, creative, entrepreneur, or you're looking to become one and you don't know where to start, we've got just the thing. We recently opened up Just Automate, which is a software that comes with everything you're going to need to know and use in the online space. We've got websites, we've got a CRM, we've got automations, we've got emails, and so much more. So click the first link in the show notes and we'll see you there. Hey y'all, welcome back to the podcast. Dev here. And if you noticed the audio was off on the last recording, so sorry. I don't know if I had the mic on properly or if I was too far away. So apologies for the YouTube and the podcast video last week. With that being said, coming at you with one, better quality, but two, we're going to be talking about the 6 basic human needs. And this is something that Jess and I talk about all the time. It doesn't actually take much for you to feel accomplished, feel like you had a successful day. But sometimes there's a lot of external pressures. Sometimes there's a lot of other challenges that maybe we think about or that we compare ourselves to. And this is what makes us feel like we either didn't have a successful day, we should have done more. Like we don't need to do that at all. There is no need for it. And so going down this list, I think the idea here, one, is to remember that throughout every single day, it's all about your perspective. And I've said this before, set the game up for you to win. It's very simple, but it means so much, because if we can set the game up for us to win, then no matter what happens, we always have the ability to look at it, change our perspective, and to see how this could really benefit us. And with this, setting the game up for you to win, I always do it for small things. If I'm driving and there's a certain light that always goes red and you can't meet it because they're always on traffic control and you beat it, this day was for me. This was so set for me. And so it's all about setting the game up for you to win. And you can look at this in so many different ways, but when things happen, you always have the ability to shift the perspective so it favors what you want to see, what you believe, what you already believe to be true, what you're affirming to yourself. And I think as we continue to stretch and flex that muscle of seeing everything and allowing that to be the thing that we see, that we affirm, it's going to build so much momentum for us. I know a lot of you guys are business owners, a lot of coaches, a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs. One of the biggest things that I want to share in this is that gratitude, journaling, like really being on top of your emotions, this is such a big thing, because when you're on top of your emotions, you're in gratitude and you reflect on all that you've accomplished that day, that week, that month, that year, then you can really put things in a perspective. Now, on a micro level, when we compare ourselves to what other people are doing, we might think that what we are accomplishing isn't good enough, isn't worthy, isn't something to be celebrated. And it's just about knowing the chapter, the season that you're in, and working away. And so the 6 basic needs, this is something that Jess and I like to make a habit of doing every single night before we go to sleep, because if you really do put this into perspective and you can find the 6, you always can find the 6. Again, it's about your perspective. You find the 6 things that I'm about to share with you, you can really see that you had a fulfilled day. You had a day that really met all of your basic human needs. And so let's dive in. So the first thing, and it's in no particular order, so you don't necessarily need to do it in this order. This is just some of the order that we've done it in the past. But the first thing is growth. Really look at your day and audit where you grew. Like, where did you do something where you had to grow? Did you listen to a podcast like this? Did you read a book? Did you take a course? Did you go through some material? What did you learn today? And so what we like to do is we go back and forth. So I'll ask her, she'll ask me. And so the first thing is growth. So where did you grow today? And don't allow yourself to not have an answer. Have an answer. Figure it out. Put something on it. It's all about your perspective. Even if you feel like you didn't, find where you did grow. Because every single day we can grow. And even if it's doing something you didn't want to do, forcing yourself to stop doing whatever it is, find it and make it a point. So growth is the first one. The second one is significance. So what did you do or what did you experience that day that made you feel significant? So was it a client reaching out? Was it a prospect reaching out? Was it your family reaching out? Was it something that you did that you made yourself proud? What was it? What did you experience today that made you feel significant? And you don't have to stretch here. If you really do start thinking from this perspective, you will start to acknowledge these things. You will start to see it. And sometimes we're very hard on ourselves, right? We might not think because we didn't make X amount of dollars today that we're not significant. But if someone reaches out to you, hey, I had this question, or hey, I had this opinion, or maybe you're out cutting the grass and your neighbor comes over and he needs help with something, that is significance. Right? You were significant in someone else's life or in your own life. So how can we look at this to recognize like, oh, wow, this was a significant piece. I was significant in my own life or someone else's life, right? So growth is the first thing. Significance is the next thing. The third thing, again, no particular order. The third thing is certainty. So what is one thing that you were absolutely certain was going to happen today? So was it like you already had something planned? Were you meeting a friend? Were you going to have to like do some work outside? Was it like a project? Was it a sales call that you had to do? What was it that you knew that you had absolute certainty that it was going to happen? No shadow of a doubt. For us, pretty consistent. We always have morning coffee together and we always have these specific cups that we use. So I know every single morning we're going to have coffee in those cups. It's certainty. It is certain. And it's fine if you have the same things for some of these things throughout the day, because all you're trying to do is reaffirm to yourself that your basic needs are met. And that's it. Your basic needs are these 6 things. Just check these boxes. You will feel good. And this is what is going to allow us to move forward. Not to go off on a side tangent, but the reality is when a lot of people start feeling hard on themselves or they feel stressed and they feel anxious and all of these things, it's usually because of external factors and they are not grounded, right? And if you're not grounded and you're allowing these external factors to play pieces in how we're feeling, this is what is going to make us feel like we should be doing more. And this is what is going to make us feel exhausted, burnt out, just feel like we're not making the impact that we're meant to make. So shift your perspective, look at these 6 basic needs, really take inventory of these things day over day, week over week. And I'm telling you, you do this for 3 weeks straight, every single day, Saturdays and Sunday included, you will start to build the belief in yourself. You will start to feel good. You will know that you are doing what you are meant to do and you're making progress the way that you're meant to make it. That's the idea. So growth, we have significance, we have certainty. Of course, the next one is uncertainty. So what was one thing that you experienced during the day where you did have some uncertainty? It's funny because I said sales call earlier, but sometimes sales call is the uncertainty, right? So something like that where it's like you were not really sure. Are they going to show up? Are they going to purchase, right? Is it you were uncertain about a message that you got or a certain phone call that you received or what was supposed to go on that day? Like even for us, it's time recording this. It's Canada Day. So, we're going to go out and there's a nice little festival and a little get together for all of us here Canadians. And the idea here is like, there is a little bit of uncertainty. Who are we going to see there? What's going on? What kind of food are they going to serve? There's a little bit of uncertainty. So you can use it. It doesn't have to be so hard. There's a bit of uncertainty. Cool. Uncertainty. So have that there. The 5th thing, second last thing, is contribution. So what is something that you contributed today, right? And that's a contribution to someone else, a contribution to anything that you might have. For us, if we're cooking food for each other or we're doing certain things like a favor for someone else, like what did you contribute to for someone else? And I think when you can really contribute something every single day, you will feel good. Just like you hear some of these people are like, oh, if you want to feel good, donate money. And that is one way where if you donate, you feel good. And there's two ways to look at this, but I've seen too, some people give money to some of the homeless people on the street and you do feel good after. Some people do. Some people are on the adverse and they say that those people should go get jobs and stuff too, but we're not going to go down that road. And the last thing is love and connection. So what did you experience today that had that love and connection? It could be with your partner. It could be with your family. It could be with yourself. It could be with your animal. What did you do to experience that love and connection? And if you look at these 6 things, growth, significance, certainty, uncertainty, contribution, and love and connection, if you meet all 6 of those things every single day, you will be fulfilled. You will feel good. You will know that you did everything you were supposed to do today. That's it. Of course, you might have other goals, like if you're trying to enroll clients and do these other things, but those things it's like there's 2 things. There's lead indicators and lack indicators, right? A lead indicator are things that you can change. A lack indicator is something that you cannot change. And a lack indicator is you enrolling clients. You cannot ever, it doesn't matter how good you are at sales, you cannot know that this person is going to buy or not. Of course, you can be good at being able to handle the situation there in the moment. Anything can come up, right? But the things that you can control, the lead indicators are what growth did you have today? What significance did you play in someone's or your own life today? What certainty, uncertainty, contribution, and love and connection? Those are lead indicators. Those are things you can control. Those are things you will always have the ability to see and experience. Everything else are just byproducts of other things that are happening. If we allow our situation, if we allow our happiness, our success, our proof in these external things, then unfortunately we'll never really be happy, because everything that we want and we need is in something outside of us, and that's not the way that it's supposed to be. You be happy internally first. You look at all of the things within you first, and if you're fulfilled and you're happy, then everything else around you starts to shift and starts to change. So I hope you found this helpful. I didn't want to go on a huge thing this week. It was really just reflecting on those 6 basic needs, because every single day we have the ability to shift what we're doing, how we're viewing ourselves, our world, our business, and we have every opportunity to start feeling good. There's a lot of pressure in today's day and age. There's a lot of burnout. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of exhaustion. And so knowing how to recharge is a huge thing. And I think maybe next week I'm going to talk really at length about when you are feeling at your cap, when you start feeling at your max, what do you do? What are some of those tips? And I think number 1 is recognizing that a lot of this is just in being able to wind it down and reflect. And by being able to meet your 6 basic human needs every single day, that's step 1. Step 2 is going to be what we talk about next week, where we really get into recharging and knowing how to recharge, because this is such a big point to all of the top players in every industry, no matter what it is. So hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, of course, feel free to like, share, and comment down below. And if you aren't aware, I have started to put out some YouTube content. This week it's going to be about booking calls and knowing how to automate that software. So no matter what it is that you do, if you're an online coach, creative, you offer any type of service online and you'd like to learn how to book calls, then come check it out. Of course, this is going to be built on my software, Just Automate. So super proud and super excited to show that off. Link in the comments section below if you'd like to connect on the socials, also to take you over to the YouTube channel. And as always, y'all, I'll catch you on the next one. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, share, subscribe to it all. You know I appreciate it. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.